Hey, this is Catherine Kyle here and welcome to the Green Thickie Method web class. Today I'm going to show you how to drop a dress size in a month without having to count calories, go hungry, spend hours in the kitchen or sweat it out at the gym. So I would love to know, because I know that we've got people here from all over the world and I'm just curious, where are you from? So just type in the chat box where you're from. And a big welcome to you. I see we've got people here from all over the world, and I currently live in Edinburgh in Scotland, although I'm actually English, but my husband and kids are Scottish. And yeah, welcome. So lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. And I've just got to tell you that I'm so excited for today, because I have had thousands of people who have used what I'm going to tell you today, and it's completely changed their lives, so I'm so excited to be able to share it with you as well. Now, I'm guessing for a lot of people here, this might not be your first time attending a web class. And the first thing I want to mention is that if you failed at weight loss in the past, it's not your fault. There is a lot of information out there and it can be confusing, and many times that information overload just keeps you from success. And if you've been concerned in the past that you just can't get your weight loss down and improve your health, I want to put those fears to rest, because you can do this. You just need the right person to explain it to you. Now, the diet industry wants you to think that you need to buy their expensive, processed, packaged, low-fat, low-calorie diet products to lose weight, but I'm here to tell you that they're wrong. They're only concerned about profits, not health, and not even about getting you results. And if the products work so well, then you wouldn't be here right now, right? If you ever thought that the diet industry actually wants you to fail, you'd probably be right, unfortunately. They don't benefit from you succeeding, as you'll be buying their products. They want to keep you overweight so you keep needing their products. Does that make sense? So the difference with me is that I've had results myself and it's changed my life, and I deeply care about your success, and I truly want to see you living the life of your dreams. So that's what I'm here for. Now, I know you have a desire to improve your health, get a body that you're so proud of, get your confidence and your life back, and I want to show you how you can make that happen during this web class. Does that sound good? Now, my goal for this web class is to help two types of people. Those who are ready to lose the weight in a healthy way, and those who don't need to lose any weight, but they are keen to improve their health and spend less time in the kitchen. So how will we do this? My goal for this web class is the only way for you to consistently lose weight eating fresh, whole, delicious food in just 2 minutes a day is with Green Thickies. And the only way to incorporate Green Thickies into a proven weight loss system is with the Leaf system. So why should you listen to me? Now, I'm not trying to encourage you to do something that I've never done. I personally have dropped 5 dress sizes drinking Green Thickies, and not only did it help me get slim, as I was as slim as I was as a teenager, but it also gave me more confidence than I ever dreamed I could have. And this is my before and after photo. And you can tell from the clothes I'm wearing, and even from my body language, that I'm much more confident at a slimmer weight. So this isn't just about how we look, this is about how we feel and the ability for us to enjoy our lives, because it makes such a big difference to everything, to our confidence, to everything. If it's okay with you, I would like to share my story so that you know that I've been where you are. And I just want to encourage you that you can really do this, because I'm just a normal woman who just happens to stumble across something that really and truly worked when nothing else did. So is it okay with you if I share that today? Great. Well, I'm no different to most ladies out there. I spent my whole life on and off diets. My weight would go up and down about 30 pounds, and when I got too heavy, I'd either go on a faddy diet and just get the weight down again with a faddy diet. I would yo-yo up and down like this all the time, and I just thought that's what women had to do to keep their figure. And the last diet I ever went on was to slim down for my wedding day, and I did manage to slim down quite a lot, and I was quite happy with the way I looked on the day, but I didn't realise how much of a burden this unhealthy food was placing on my body, because after the wedding on my honeymoon, my body totally crashed and I ended up in hospital in Spain after drinking just 1 cup of coffee. I had no idea what was wrong with me, and neither did the doctors. I had numerous chronic health problems, and the most debilitating of all was chronic fatigue syndrome that prevented me from working or doing anything useful at all. And I'd completely had enough of dieting, and I ballooned up 5 dress sizes in less than 6 months after I got married. It was really tough because my self-esteem was on the floor, and here I was supposed to be a happy young newlywed enjoying married life, but here I was unable to do anything, unable to work, unable to keep my home clean, and sometimes unable even to take a bath without it ending up in a weak, shaky mess afterwards. I felt fat, frumpy, useless, and unlovable. It was one of the lowest points in my life, and after going to the doctors and him telling me that I wouldn't recover from my health problems, I would just have to learn to manage my condition, I was really upset about that, as you could imagine. But that appointment really awoke something inside of me, something that said, no, this can't be your life. There must be something better for you than this. So I decided I was going to do whatever it took to get my health back. I was going to lose the weight, get my confidence and my life back again. I really wanted to feel attractive again, and I wanted to feel useful as a wife, and I also wanted to have kids because I knew that I had no chance of looking after a baby in this state with chronic fatigue syndrome with no energy at all. And I really don't like this picture at all, but it just shows how bad I looked. I was eating a diet of pure junk food, and it was showing up on the acne on my face and the excess weight on my body. And I had no idea how to start. So I went to the library and I just bought some books. I got some books out and I bought some books on Amazon that I thought was going to help me to improve my health. And one of them was about overcoming overeating, and the principle of the book was how to get rid of the dieting mentality by eating what you wanted. And it sounded great in theory. The book said that if you just allowed yourself to eat whatever you wanted, you'd stop feeling so deprived, and you'd actually start craving healthy food like salad, and the weight would naturally fall off at that point. And it sounded pretty convincing, so I gave it a try. I allowed myself to eat mounds and mounds of chocolate bars, things I told myself not to eat when I was dieting, and here's me devouring a chocolate bear that I'd been given for my 30th birthday. And chocolate just didn't last 2 minutes in my house. I ate pizza and pasta and everything that I used to resist when I was dieting, and I piled on even more weight. I kept waiting for the day when I would finally start craving lettuce, and unfortunately it just never came. So this diet was a big failure, and I've since learned the reason why this type of diet will never be successful is because the food industry actually puts addictive chemicals into the processed food to make us addicted to them. So continuing to eat them and hoping that your body is going to naturally stop craving them is fighting a losing battle. Our bodies were never intended to fight against such powerfully addictive food substances such as these. And I then went on to read hundreds more health books and decided that I was going to stop focusing on losing weight and start focusing on my health instead. And that day was a turning point for me, as I'd never committed to looking after my body and health before, and it led me to some really big changes in my diet. So I read about how gluten and dairy can cause a whole host of health problems and stop you from losing weight. So I gave both of them up, and lots of my health problems disappeared overnight, such as my chronic allergies, my asthma, my hay fever, my eczema, my dreadful acne went away overnight, and I just felt lighter and more free. I still felt exhausted though, and I didn't experience much weight loss despite being very strict with it. And I kept reading about health, and I never gave up looking for something that would work for me. And then finally I found it, and this new way of eating completely changed my life. So, do you want to know the name of the food that was the missing piece of the puzzle for me? Green smoothies! Now, I discovered green smoothies when I was reading a book, and I was completely blown away by how simple they were, but how powerful they were. And all I did was I blended up some fruit and spinach in a blender, and I drank it. And my results were absolutely incredible. First of all, the weight was dropping off so quickly. So, what is a green smoothie? Well, a green smoothie is made from blending 60% fruit with 40% greens and some water so that you can't taste the greens at all. And they are a pretty amazing snack, but they are different to green thickies. And in a bit, I'm going to show you how green thickies are the key to weight loss and a long-lasting approach to healthy eating. So every day I just seemed to lose another pound while drinking the green smoothies, and it just kept going at a very rapid rate until a few months later I had dropped 5 dress sizes. Wow. I was 56 pounds lighter and I looked like a completely different person. And best of all, I felt amazing. After the first green smoothie I drank, I felt the energy just surging through my body, and I kept gaining so much energy that I just had to get moving. I started running for an hour a day and doing weight training too. And I just couldn't believe the change in myself. Another thing that happened was that we decided to start a family because I had the energy now to look after a baby, which was amazing. And I got pregnant straight away, which I was over the moon about. I finally was building the life that I dreamed about, and it seemed to happen in just a blink of an eye. But just a couple of months into my pregnancy, I started to feel absolutely dreadful. I felt like I had the flu constantly, and I could barely move from the sofa. I could no longer stomach green smoothies, or anything green for that matter. I stopped being able to eat my healthy foods as they made me feel sick for some reason. I had no idea what to eat and reverted back to a lot of my previous unhealthy foods again, unfortunately. So, of course, I gained back all of the weight I had lost and more. But I wasn't disheartened because people kept telling me that the weight would drop off as soon as I had the baby, and I knew I'd done it once so I could do it again. By the end of my pregnancy, I was feeling a little better and I started to drink green smoothies again, but I was struggling with them now. I used to make a big blender full of green smoothies and just drink them all day long, and although they gave me so much energy and helped me to lose weight, I never really felt full up, and I felt like I had to drink them constantly, otherwise I would get too hungry and get too low blood sugar, which wasn't very convenient and certainly not compatible with pregnancy. So during my pregnancy, my body just needed to eat proper meals again, so I started drinking my green smoothies alongside other meals like a big bowl of porridge topped with nuts, seeds and fruit. And when I had my first baby Loretta, I thought I'd continue to eat proper meals and supplement my meals with green smoothies so it could provide me and the baby with as much nourishment as I could. But unfortunately, it didn't quite work out like that. My baby Lorena was a very demanding baby. In fact, she's still quite like this now. She demanded constant attention and would only fall asleep when she was in my arms. She never ever napped in her cot. And every time I tried to make myself a meal, I'd put her next to me at the table and she would scream and scream and scream with tears rolling down her face. And who can relax and enjoy a meal with a baby wailing like that at you? So I gave in to her and picked her up again, and she was happy. But I wasn't. I was starving all the time. So day after day, my husband would come home from work to find a bowl of porridge or a bowl of soup just sitting on the table uneaten. And she didn't sleep very well, and I fed her during the night as well, so I was absolutely exhausted. I was tired, hungry, and had lost all willpower for healthy eating. I just needed calories. So I started eating chocolate bars, and I felt dreadful about myself because I was supposed to be providing my baby with the nutrients she would need, but I'd gone past the point of even being able to think straight. People also told me that as I was breastfeeding that the weight would just drop off me as I was burning so many extra calories, but I was actually gaining weight. I mean, can you believe that? After I gave birth, I actually put on about 14 pounds. I just couldn't believe it. I was finding being a mother so tough, and I felt like a useless mother who couldn't get anything right, who couldn't even make healthy meals or look after either of us. It was pretty soul destroying, to be honest. I was praying one day for a solution to this problem, and a little while later I got a fantastic idea that was about to change my life and millions of others. The idea was so simple but yet so powerful, and I just couldn't believe I'd never thought of it before. But when you're so sleep deprived, you literally can't think straight. And my idea was to take my green smoothies that had provided me with so much energy before and add my porridge ingredients to them. So my reasoning was that if I was to put more filling ingredients into my green smoothie, such as oats, I could turn it into a complete meal that would keep me going for longer. And I also loved the idea of including healthy fats and proteins in my green smoothie, so it would keep me going from one meal to another, and I wouldn't have to keep drinking them all day long, because who has time for that when you've got a baby? So I threw in my oats, nuts or seeds, coconut, fruits, leafy greens and some liquids into my blender and just hoped for the best. And the result was better than I ever could have imagined. I named this thick green meal in a glass the Green Thickie. And my taste buds were also very happy, as this was so much nicer to drink than traditional green smoothies, and I really looked forward to drinking these, and they never felt like diet food to me. And the best thing about green thickies is that they're portable and they don't require that you sit down. And in an ideal world, yes, we'd all be sitting down, eating every meal in a relaxed way with our friends and family, taking hours. But the reality is that our world just isn't like this, unfortunately. We're busy people. We're either looking after our kids, rushing all over the place, taking them to clubs or school events, or we're working a job, not having time to sit down and eat, travelling from meeting to meeting. We're rushing out of the house in the morning after not enough sleep and no time to eat breakfast. And the Green Thickie solves all of these problems because you can take it with you. So from this moment on, I fell in love with the Green Thickie, and it changed my life. I drank one Green Thickie for breakfast and another for lunch, and when I was out at baby groups, I took it with me in a smoothie cup, and other mums started seeing what I was doing and they started drinking them too. And in just a few months of introducing Green Thickies into my life, things had changed beyond all recognition. I lost all of the weight I had gained, so I dropped the 5 dress sizes again. And I also had more energy than I'd ever had before, despite still having sleepless nights with my baby, who never really slept well when she was a baby. And I took my baby on hour-long walks, and I did weight training in the evening as well. And I was even able to start running again in the evenings. It was incredible what a difference just one meal in a glass made to my life. And the best thing was that now I had the perfect food for my baby to try. So a Green Thickie was regular baby food, and she adored it. This is Luana now, and she has always been so full of energy and has never had health problems or missed a single day of school so far. And my little boy Ellis also adores his Green Thickies, and it's a good job because it's really hard to get him to eat any fruit and veg any other way. So I'm so thankful that at least they have this one healthy meal at the start of each day. And that was over 6 years ago, and I still drink 1 to 2 Green Thickies every single day without fail. My ingredients have changed a bit over the years, and now I'm on a grain-free diet and I no longer include oats in my smoothies, but I found 20 equally healthy ingredients to add to my Green Thickies instead of oats to keep them just as filling and even more healthy. And one of the most unexpected outcomes happened after I invented the Green Thickie. I decided it was something that I wanted to share with others, as it seemed that everyone was really loving them. So I started a blog, and I started to share my recipes, and sure enough, pretty soon it was receiving millions of visitors, and I was getting daily testimonies from people saying how much Green Thickies had changed their lives too. So I made it my lifelong mission to help people easily lose the weight and get their lives back as I had done myself. So how do Green Thickies change everything? Now, traditionally, there's only been two ways to lose weight. So you can buy diet products that contain sugar, you get hunger cravings, and they're expensive, and you end up with poor health, and they don't actually work. Or two, you can choose to make real food, which unfortunately tends to take too long to make, too long to eat. Recipes tend to be complicated, ingredients are often expensive, the meals are not portable, and you don't actually know if you have eaten too much food unless you count all of your calories, so they're not actually effective for weight loss unless you spend hours tracking absolutely everything. Now, Green Thickies solve these problems because they don't contain sugar and they don't contain any processed nasty ingredients. The ingredients are carefully selected to reduce hunger and cravings, and the ingredients can be sourced locally, and they're not overly expensive. They are the perfect food for great health, and they are so fast to make, easy to follow the instructions. They are portable, so you can take them with you anywhere, and they are also calorie counted, so you will actually lose weight. And not only has this worked for me, but here is a story about Kathy, who started drinking Green Thickies and following the leaf system, and just look at the transformation she had in just a few months. She was 45 pounds down. Her blood sugar is now in the normal range. She is off medication for diabetes. She's off medication for cholesterol. She's down several dress sizes, and her doctor is thrilled. Isn't that awesome? Just look at the difference in her before and after pictures. I mean, what a difference. Like, how would you like to get results like this? So, what are we going to cover today? Here's what we're going to cover during this web class. Secret number 1, hidden greens. How to use chef's secrets to make a nutrient-dense, complete meal in a glass that contains hidden greens which are invisible to the eyes and taste buds, and make it taste just like dessert. Secret number 2, the 2-minute time hack. How to spend just 2 minutes in the kitchen per day making 2 of your meals using my secret time-saving hacks. And secret number 3, the cravings kicker. So how to easily say no to treats and completely kick your cravings for good so you can easily drop a dress size this month. So let's get started. Secret number 1, hidden greens. How to use chef's secrets to make a nutrient-dense, complete meal in a glass that contains hidden greens, invisible to the eyes and taste buds, and make it taste just like dessert. So we want to have meals that taste just like dessert so we can actually look forward to eating them. And how much more likely are you to make healthy meals if they taste as good as your favourite dessert? So here is where I tell you my secrets. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some of the ingredients in a traditional dessert, and I'm going to show you how I decide which ingredients go into my Green Thickies to make them taste just as good. So would you like to lose weight eating dessert? Great, I'm going to show you how now. Right then, let's have a look at this label. This is the ingredients list for a processed lemon pie, just a lemon pie that you would pick up in a normal store. So can you imagine how good this lemon pie tastes? Now if you like lemon pie, that is. If not, imagine one of your other favourite desserts. And most people just can't resist this combination of flavours. And even if lemon pie isn't your thing, you can apply this principle to anything you enjoy eating. But the problem is that this ingredients list is just like asking to have your body filled with disease. if you keep eating this kind of stuff regularly. If all of your ingredients lists look like this, you are setting yourself up for health failure, probably sooner rather than later, unfortunately. And most people think ignorance is bliss, and they don't like to turn over their packaged ready meals and have a look at this ingredients list. But it really is so important, because wouldn't you rather change the way you're eating now rather than wind up with a disease later? So what we're going to do is we're going to identify the ingredients that account for the flavour and the texture in this dessert, and we're going to choose healthy alternatives for those, and we're going to leave out all of the nasty, unhealthy ingredients. So we want all of the taste but none of the junk. So what is giving this dessert the flavour is its many types of sugars and sweeteners which make it sweet. The wheat in it gives it the biscuity type taste. The cornstarch makes it thick and filling. The salt balances the palate, and the lemon juice is what the main taste of the dessert is. So what I would do is I would replace these ingredients with a healthy sweetener like fruit, and I would put in some nuts to give it a biscuity type taste. I would use bananas to make it creamy and thick, and I would put in a pinch of sea salt to balance the palate, and it does also have nutrients in sea salt or Himalayan salt. And I would use lemon juice as the main flavour. So all of my ingredients are nutritious and they will help the body to heal and lose weight, but we're not losing any of the great flavour in this dessert. So we're going to put all of the healthy ingredients into a green thickie. So is this making sense? So we're going to take all the healthy ingredients that I just said, and we're going to put them in my green thickie, and our taste buds won't be able to tell the difference, but our bodies will be able to tell the difference. And this combination of ingredients is going to make you feel on top of the world. So we're also sneaking in some hidden ingredients like spinach that makes you feel more alive than you've ever felt in your entire life. And this green thickie is literally bursting with nutrients, and I have honestly never tasted anything so good, because I'm a real foodie. I adore satisfying my taste buds with different flavours, especially sweet. And if I didn't have something that tasted good to eat for breakfast and lunch, there is no way I would have carried on drinking these for the last 6 years. My whole family absolutely adores them. So what about you? Are you more likely to carry on making a meal if it tastes absolutely gorgeous? And yes, me too. It's human nature. We have taste buds for a reason, right? To enjoy the taste of food. So we've got to make our food taste delicious. And when I was first introduced to green smoothies, my first thought was, honestly, probably the same as yours, that looks disgusting. Like, people who've never tried a green smoothie or a green thickie look at them and think, yuck. Like, I don't even want to try that because it looks horrible. And I've got to be honest with you, I blended up all the ingredients in the recipe, and quite frankly, it wasn't good the very first time I tried a green smoothie. It tasted of salad, and I did find it hard to drink it, but I didn't give up on green smoothies as I was so sick. I knew they were increasing my energy, but I had to find a way to stomach them and like the taste of them. And after a while, I was introduced to the concept of making a green smoothie with 60% fruit and 40% greens, and I managed to make them a bit more palatable at that stage. But I can't say they were actually delicious. I mean, not even close. I just forced them down when I was pregnant, and I just couldn't keep forcing them down any longer. And that's why I was thrilled to have invented the green thickie, because hand on my heart, it was the nicest liquid food in a glass I had ever tasted by a long, long way. And if I'm being really honest, I loved my first recipe so much that I drank that and nothing else for 6 months straight. It was only when I started my blog that I started investing the time into other equally delicious recipes, and I lost all of my baby weight just by drinking one recipe. So do you see now why this doesn't have to be complicated? And the cool thing is, it didn't just work for me. It works for all kinds of people. I mean, look, here's Alison, and she always found it impossible to lose any substantial amount of weight, and that diet food was just not tasty at all. But after she took that leap of faith and she tried things this way, this is what happened. How fantastic is this? So she was on day 7 of the 28-day Leaf System Challenge and lost 4 pounds. She was feeling amazing. She didn't feel like she was losing out on anything. The smoothies were so delicious and sweet, and she resisted all sugar cravings, and she also had hypothyroidism and could only previously lose about half a pound a week. So she was blown away that she could actually lose weight when previously she wasn't able to lose any weight. I mean, how amazing is that? So you're probably thinking, well, it might taste delicious, but it sure doesn't look it. Would I be right? And yes, some people do struggle to drink something so green. And they say half of taste is actually based on perceptions of the mind, so you might struggle to even want to taste a green drink. And if that's you, I have a few solutions for you. So here are my solutions. If you add dark berries to the green thickies, then it completely changes the colour. It makes them a purple colour instead of green. And if you add beets, or beetroot as they're called here, to the green thickie, then that will make them pink. And you can also drink from a coloured smoothie cup, so you can't see the colour. And sometimes I used to like to do this with my kids, but they are fine with the colour now. Although they won't touch anything else green, but they will drink my green thickies because they know they taste good. And just try the recipe without the greens and see how gorgeous it tastes on its own. So don't put any greens in and just blend up the normal green thickie without the greens. And then just drop 1 spinach leaf into the smoothie every day into the blender, and you won't notice that 1 leaf. And then every day drop another leaf into it until you've built up to 2 cups in that blender, and I promise you, you won't be able to taste them. And this is what I said to my husband: I dare you to give it just 1 little sip and tell me that you don't love it. And most people like a dare, so he couldn't resist, and then he just loved them as much as I do. So I dare you today to try your first green thickie if you've not already tried one. So do you accept my challenge? Now you might also be thinking, I've tried losing weight with smoothies before and they just don't fill me up. I'm starving an hour later. Is that you? This was definitely me too, as I was drinking traditional green smoothies and I had to take 4 of them out of the house with me as they just didn't fill me up enough. But green thickies solve that problem because they contain all of the elements of a balanced meal, so it satisfies your body completely until your next meal because of the natural proteins and the good fats contained in this drink. Does that make sense? Great. So now I've shown you that green thickies are the perfect way to hide your greens so you can't even see them or taste them at all, while you sneak energizing leafy greens into meals that taste just like dessert. And isn't that awesome that you don't have to chew through mounds of leafy greens or salads, but you can get the same incredible benefits and get that weight off faster than ever before? So now we're moving on to secret number 2. Secret number 2, the 2-minute time hack. So how to spend just 2 minutes in the kitchen per day making 2 of your meals using my secret time-saving hacks. Do you know what the number 1 reason most people don't eat healthy is? So just type in the number 1 reason why you yourself struggle to eat healthy. Just type it in the chat box now. I'm really curious to know, what is the reason why you have struggled to lose weight? So the number one reason why most people don't lose weight is, yes, you guessed it, they don't have time. They don't have time to even think about what a healthy meal looks like, and even when they do get searching, they don't have time to decide which healthy diet to follow. And even if they do decide which healthy diet to follow, they don't have time to decide which recipes to make within that diet. And even if they do decide which meals they're going to make, they don't have time to actually make the meals because they're all based on complex recipes with complex and expensive ingredients. And even if they do have time to make a healthy meal, they rarely have time to sit down and enjoy that meal, as it's taken so long to make. So does this sound like your life? Have you ever said that you don't have enough time to eat healthy? And I totally understand how it is. When I had my baby, I actually knew how to eat healthy, and I knew what kind of healthy foods I like to make, and I still couldn't get the time to actually plan the meals, make the meals, and sit down and eat the meals. And that's exactly why I invented the Green Thickie. And the good thing about the Green Thickie is that you don't need to decide what to eat every day for your breakfast or for your lunch. You just make a Green Thickie. That's it. They are so good for you, they taste so good, and help you lose weight, so why change them? And throwing everything in a blender and then sipping your Green Thickie as you go is a fast enough process as it is. But now I'm going to show you how you can save even more time when making your Green Thickies. So just type yes in the chat box if you want to see my time-saving hacks. Great, so here are my 10 green smoothie time-saving hacks. This is my green smoothie time-saving cheat sheet. So once you've done all these, you should be able to make your Green Thickie in 2 minutes or less. So if you use frozen fruit in your Green Thickies, then you don't have to do any chopping or peeling, which wipes out most of the time it takes to make smoothies. If you make a big batch of Green Thickie in the evening, pour it into glasses or smoothie bottles, and then in the morning just grab and slurp. Simple as that. And every time you make a batch of Green Thickies, make 2 days worth, so you only have to do your blending once every 2 days. Or you could even batch process the entire week or month, and you can freeze your Green Thickies in the freezer. Or you could throw all of your ingredients for one Green Thickie into a freezer bag, and in the morning throw the contents of the bag into the freezer and blend. Or you could make up, as I was just saying, a batch of Green Thickie and pour into freezer-safe containers. So glass needs some room at the top to expand, and freeze and defrost the day before you need it. You can soak any hard ingredients such as dates, nuts and oats the day before so that they can be blended much more quickly and easily. You can use green powder instead of fresh greens for a faster blend. You can make sure that you have made a complete meal to save you time preparing any other food. So to make a green smoothie into a Green Thickie, you need to add a source of protein and a filler to it. And you can if you rinse your blender out immediately, then it will save you time and nothing will get stuck on it. And it literally takes 2 seconds to rinse out a blender. You can add some water and some cleaner into the blender and put it back on to blend for a few seconds for a very quick clean that way. So the great thing is that other people are finding that despite their best efforts to make pretty elaborate creations for their meals, they just keep coming back to Green Thickies time and time again because they just fit so neatly into a busy modern life. They get you results. And look at what 2 of our leafies had to say about Green Thickies. So one of our leafies said that they love that it takes barely any time at all, and they can make ahead of time for the following day. And another one of our leafies says that I do not enjoy my old breakfast choices nearly as much as my smoothies. I find that if I have a regular breakfast, I still crave my smoothie. Isn't that incredible? And here's something that most people say to me when I tell them that I drink Green Thickies for breakfast and lunch 5 days a week. And they say, don't you get bored? Or, that isn't a very varied diet. And here's what I say in response to that. I'm not sure why most people are worried about following a diet that is varied when their existing diet isn't varied at all. Most people I know have been eating cereal or toast for breakfast all their lives, and they don't intend to ever change that. That's not variety, if you ask me. And here's another thing about variety. Making a Green Thickie every day might not actually seem like a varied diet, but actually it is an extremely varied diet, and here's why. There are hundreds of Green Thickie recipes that have hundreds of different variations of ingredients within them. You could change each of the ingredient for a different ingredient and you'd get thousands of possible combinations of ingredients. And here's another interesting thought. If you drink exactly the same green thickie recipe every day like I did for 6 months, you are still getting a varied diet because fruit and veg is a natural food and each batch of mango or spinach is completely different with different nutrients in it depending on a variety of factors. So yes, I can't think of a more varied food if you ask me. So hope this is making sense to you. So now I've shown you how you can get an extremely varied and delicious diet that you can tailor completely to your own needs and taste buds in just 2 minutes a day. Isn't that incredible? Just 2 minutes. Could you find a spare 2 minutes of your day if it meant you had abundant energy and easily reached your ideal weight? So let's move on to secret number 3 now. Secret number 3, cravings kicker. How to easily say no to treats and completely kick your cravings for good so you can easily drop a dress size this month. So let me ask you another question. The number one reason that most people can't stick to a healthy diet is due to lack of time. And that's no longer a problem for us because we've solved that problem. So, do you know what the number 2 reason why most people can't stick to a diet is? Say they've found the time to make their healthy meals and they take them to work and even eat their healthy meals, and there's something that still stops them from losing weight and feeling any better. Any ideas? Type in the chat box if you've got any ideas what else can stop people from losing weight. Yes, that's right. You guessed it. It is cravings. Some people think that it's hunger and other people think it's cravings. Some people struggle to know the difference. 1 minute you're not thinking about food and the next minute you smell some freshly baked bread and what happens? You're suddenly starving. You're not only hungry, but you're craving it so badly. And all you can think about is eating some freshly baked bread with lashings of butter on top. I bet you're thinking about bread right now, are you? Now, some people can eat lots of chunks of bread with lashings of butter and still feel good and still lose weight, but most people can't. I can't. Can you? I'm actually really small in height, so I don't actually need very many calories each day, so I don't really have any extra space to eat food that doesn't really give me any nutrition. I only really have room for healthy food if I want to either lose weight or maintain my weight. I can indulge once in a while, like maybe once a week, but if I indulge too much, that weight starts to pile on very quickly. But I am human just like everybody else, and I can find processed foods just as addictive as the next person, and the lure of desserts and cookies just as strong, if, and only if, I've not been drinking my green thickies. And you might find this hard to believe, but once I've had my morning green thickie, I literally don't crave those kinds of junk foods for the rest of the day. And I didn't used to know the reason for this, but I've since learned that there is a very good scientific reason why green thickies actually stop your hunger and your cravings. So it turns out that your mum was right when she told you to eat your greens. Then we just didn't know why we had to eat our greens. So would you like to know the real reason why we need to be eating our greens? So this is really exciting. So this is the scientific proof that leafy greens actually stop cravings and hunger. Are you ready? So leafy greens are so good for weight loss because they are full of fibre, which helps to fill you up with very little calories. In fact, spinach only contains 7 calories per cup. So you can eat loads of spinach and it doesn't really contribute very much to your daily calorie intake. And leafy greens are a great source of iron and vitamin C, which gives you so much energy, and it actually stops you craving refined sugar or coffee for energy. And leafy greens contain thylakoid, which is a natural appetite suppressant. And in one study, people were given a high-fat meal, and some had more thylakoid than others in the sandwich, and those who had the thylakoid had increased levels of hormones that make you more satisfied and less hungry after a meal. And they also had less levels of another hormone that is responsible for telling you that you're hungry. And 6 hours later, they had an increase in leptin, which is a hormone that tells you if you are full. So this helps to reduce calorie intake between meals, and it might explain why I don't need to snack since I increased the amount of leafy greens in my diet. And the same study also showed a decrease in the amount of insulin needed to keep the blood sugars normal. And another study, women were given high carbohydrate meals, and some also had added thylakoids, and this study showed similar results in levels of hunger and blood sugar levels. So it didn't really matter which diet they had, it was the added thylakoids and the leafy greens that made the difference in their levels of hunger and cravings. And this study therefore suggests that the dietary addition of thylakoids could aid efforts to reduce food intake and prevent compensational eating later on in the day, which may help to reduce body weight over time, concluded the researchers. Eating large servings of green leafy vegetables like spinach and kale will automatically increase your intake of this natural appetite suppressant. So during the 3-month trial, the women taking the spinach extract daily with each meal lost 43% more weight than the group taking a placebo, which is significantly different. And when the women ate 5 grams of spinach extract with meals, they reported 95% fewer cravings for sweet foods. 95%! And even chocolate cravings were noted as being decreased by a whopping 87%. Now do you see how important leafy greens and spinach are to help you to lose weight and stop those cravings in their tracks? So isn't that awesome? Eating leafy greens alongside other food is scientifically proven to stop hunger and cravings in their tracks, and that's exactly what we're doing with green thickies. We're eating the leafy greens alongside all the other food in the green thickie, and the most powerful thing about a green thickie is that all of the ingredients also have scientific reasons why they help you to lose weight also. And I have done a great deal of research into all of the ingredients that go into green thickies, and I have chosen ingredients that are proven to reduce your weight if you consume them. But we don't have time to go over the details for all of the ingredients today, but I do have a different video that breaks this down if you're interested. But the main thing you need to know is that I have created a meal that not only tastes delicious, but every single ingredient is handpicked specifically to help you lose weight. Isn't that amazing? So, the main problem with traditional green smoothies is that they simply don't contain enough calories to fill you up, unfortunately, as good as they are for your health. And that's why I call normal green smoothies a snack and not a meal. But who has time for all these different meals and different snacks throughout the day? Wouldn't it be better if we simply just had our meals and were filled up enough so we didn't even need to snack at all? And that's exactly what the green thickie does for you. They are a complete meal because they contain healthy fats, protein and enough calories to see you through from one meal to another, so you literally don't have to think about food until your next meal. And to ensure that you get enough calories in your green thickies, I include something called fillers. And fillers are filling foods such as oats, coconut, nuts, seeds, avocado, etc. There are actually 20 different fillers you can choose from for your green thickies. And these kind of foods are quite calorie dense, which means that you don't need to eat many of them to fill you up, but they are very important so that you do feel satisfied and you do feel full up, and you're not going to get hunger pangs or cravings for other types of food. Because I don't know about you, but my downfall is when I'm on a diet and I'm trying to lose weight. If I get hungry, I can't stand that feeling and I will just go and eat whatever is there in front of me. And if somebody offers me a cookie, well, I'm much more likely to take it if I'm hungry, whereas if I'm not hungry, I am feeling 100% stronger to resist that cookie. So this is why we want to avoid feeling hungry at all costs, and these foods balance the blood sugar levels and prevent hunger pangs and cravings, which is why they consistently help so many people to lose the weight and keep it off. And this is what makes green thickies different to normal green smoothies, is they are so filling. And I'm not the only one who adores green thickies and gets incredible weight loss results. Look at Joan's results, and she struggled to feel healthy on any other diet until she found green thickies. And I just love seeing results like this, and we get thousands of results just like this. And she said that she started doing the 28-day challenge, and she replaced 3 meals with green thickies for a week, and she lost 16 pounds, and she went down from a size 10 to a size 6. And she was on a different diet before she joined the green thickies leaf system, and she lost weight, but she wasn't feeling as good as the green thickies. And now she's getting loads of comments from friends telling her that she doesn't need to lose any more weight because she looks great as she is. So isn't that pretty amazing? I mean, imagine you had achieved these kind of results. How much would it improve your confidence? Now, you might be wondering about the different types of ingredients that are in green thickies and whether or not you are going to find it easy to get hold of them. Well, let me tell you very quickly, run through very quickly the different ingredients in a green thickie, because you will be able to see that these are the type of ingredients that are not only available locally, but they are also very affordable. So I wanted green thickies to be accessible to absolutely everyone, not just the rich or those who live in a particular area of the world, because I wanted my recipes to be based on fruits and vegetables that are available to everyone. And we can all get access to different produce where we live, so I do encourage you to use whatever you've got locally and replace any ingredients with a very similar type of ingredients that you can get hold of locally. So if the recipe says 2 cups of one particular fruit and you can't get that, just use whatever fruit that you can get. Just be experimental with it and use similar types of ingredients and the same quantities in the recipes. So here are the 6 essential green thickie ingredients. So the first ingredient we need to have is some kind of liquid base for the green thickie, so it blends up into a drink, and we can include water if we don't want to add any extra calories. We can have milks, and I would suggest using dairy-free milks, preferably homemade dairy-free milks, or if you do like to use dairy and you're not intolerant to it, you can use some raw dairy if you can get hold of it, but my plan is a dairy-free plan, so all of my recipes include dairy-free. And if you're going to use juice, I suggest it be freshly squeezed, because all the pasteurized juice that you buy in the local store has got no benefits, no nutrition left in it, and it will just spike your blood sugar levels. So most of my ingredients probably you'll find that they're based on water or a dairy-free milk. And we also need to include some leafy greens in there, of course, unless this is your first time making them and the greens put you off. In that case, just leave them out for the first time. And you can include ingredients like spinach, kale, chard, lettuce. Various herbs are really nice in green thickies, and green powder if you can't get hold of any fresh leafy greens or you want a variety of different leafy greens in a green powder. You can also include fruit. Any type of fruit under the sun is great in a green thickie, so whatever you can get, just throw that in. Berries, mango, bananas, anything at all. Now for protein, we are going to include seeds and nuts, and I don't suggest protein powders at all because most of them are very, very processed. They're full of junk ingredients. They are full of nasty fillers that will only harm your health, and they're not good for your health. Although protein has been hyped up so much, we really don't need as much protein as we are led to believe by the people who sell protein powders, but we are going to include some, and in fact all of these ingredients have protein in them, but we're just going to have extra protein with some natural seeds and some nuts, which give us more than enough protein that we need. And as we've discussed previously, we're going to include a filler, so it actually fills us up. And we are also going to, if we've got a sweet tooth, we're going to include some natural sweetness. Now this is the only ingredient that you don't have to put in. If you find that the fruit is sweet enough, then that's fine. Don't put any extra natural sweetness in. But if you have a sweet tooth like me, you might want to add some extra sweetness to the green thickie. And you can include ingredients like dates, date paste, raisins, maple syrup, stevia, raw honey. Just things that are going to be beneficial and actually have nourishment in them. So now I've shown you the scientific proof that green thickies actually do stop your hunger and your cravings in their tracks, which speeds up your weight loss considerably. Isn't that so exciting? So what is stopping you? So would you like to find out how to get all of my green thickie recipes completely free? Well, I'm going to share this with you in a minute, so stay tuned. So let me ask you a question. If you followed what I showed you in secret number 1 and made a meal that tasted just like your favourite dessert, and you did what I showed you in secret number 3 and you allocated just 2 minutes of your day to making it, and then you realised that when you started drinking green thickies your cravings had disappeared and you weren't hungry until your next meal time, do you think that you could be successful? And do you think that would give you more energy and help you quickly slim down to your ideal weight? Let me know, answer in the chat box. Do you feel like with these 3 tips that I've shared with you that you could be successful? That's great. So let me ask you a question. Are you excited about what we just talked about? Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed because we covered so much? And perhaps you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now because there are just so many different types of foods out there. I mean, imagine if you're in this market. I mean, how would you know what to buy? You could be wandering around thinking, well, I'll have some of this or some of that, or, you know, what will I have for my breakfast? What will I put in my green thickie for lunch? What will I have for my dinner? And there are so many different types of foods out there, and you're probably still not sure exactly what to eat. And although I've shown you a lot here today, it's impossible to get results in 60 minutes, but I did try and cover as much as possible. And obviously I can't share all of the recipes with you during this presentation because it would go on for hours and days and months probably. But I have created a special package for those who are ready to move forward and want to get started with this new opportunity. So is it okay with you if I spend just 10 minutes going over a very special offer I created to help you finally get that weight down and feel better than you've ever felt? Now, there might be something else that you might be wondering. Okay, so what if I replace my breakfast and lunch with a green thickie? What will I eat for dinner? And surely after saving all this time and losing all this weight with green thickies, we don't want to undo all of our hard work by spending hours in the kitchen making dinners that will waste our time and actually make us gain weight. Or even worse, throwing a microwave meal in the microwave, which will actually undo all of our hard work because the chemicals will make us crave other foods and ruin our health, so we can't actually lose weight no matter how hard we try. There are a lot of people out there with thyroid problems and all sorts of health problems, and anyone with an underactive thyroid knows that it's much harder to lose weight. And I have been in that category myself, and I know how hard it is to lose weight. And when you eat processed foods, the body gets out of balance and problems like thyroid issues start rising to the surface. So what shall we do about our dinners? Now, I'm going to answer that question right now. So who wants to know what to eat for breakfast, lunch and dinners? So I have developed a proven and very effective weight loss system where I give you all of your meals for the day and many other tools to help you finally succeed. The LEAF system is all about helping you easily lose weight in a natural way and skyrocketing your energy so you are excited to face the day, avoid energy slumps and have more enthusiasm for your work and your family without any sugar cravings or having to spend hours in the gym or preparing food in the kitchen from scratch. you will notice incredible results in just 7 days on the Leaf System. And up until now, it's not been possible to focus on health and weight loss by following the same diet. There is literally nobody out there doing what I have done, and that is to create meal plans that are calorie counted for weight loss, but they also happen to be based on the healthiest food on the planet, including an abundance of leafy greens, which is so important for our health, as we have seen. Now you can literally have it all. You can improve your health, boost your energy, get an abundance of nutrients in your body that your body will thank you for, improve your mood, your concentration, eat everyday foods that won't cost you the earth, that you can find in your local store, at the same time as losing weight. So you can't get better than that. And until very recently, these meal plans were mine and mine alone, and I shared 1 week of meal plans with everybody, but the rest were never made available until now. And I have decided to make my entire system, including meal plans, shopping lists, recipes, how-to guides, tracking sheets, mindset motivation, challenges, toolkits, masterclass, absolutely everything, and make them available to you so that you can achieve the same level of success that I have had. And I call it the Leaf System because that's exactly what it is. It is a meal plan system based on getting more leafy greens and more delicious food, nutritious food into your diet. And this meal plan includes recipes for breakfast, lunch and dinner so that you have everything you need to make fast, delicious, healthy meals that are all calorie counted so you don't have to do it yourself. So are you ready to see the weight drop off while you spend less time in the kitchen, more time with your loved ones, and have more energy for them? Now let me show you some of the people who have had a chance to go through the Leaf System. So let me introduce you to Sharon. Sharon lost 8 pounds. She was feeling so great and she was so glad that she was on a program that was based on clean eating and she felt really good. And then there's More, and More has helped use the basic green thickie recipe that I have shared, and she says that she just can't live without it, and she consistently it has helped her to grow her nails and her hair long, healthy and thick, and it's helped her lose weight with meal prepping food, cleared up her acne, and it's given her plenty of energy, and it helps with her digestion. So isn't that incredible? And probably my favourite story is Valerie, and she was really concerned about a horrific skin condition that she had on her feet. And as you can see from the top photo there, it's pretty bad. And she works as a supporting actress, and she actually had to put foundation on her feet to cover up these marks, which obviously isn't ideal. And she said it actually bubbled up on her skin, reacted to the foundation. And Valerie wasn't actually interested in weight loss because she tried everything to lose weight and nothing had worked. So she'd totally given up on weight loss, and she didn't even join the Leaf System to lose weight. But she did join the Leaf System for her allergies, and within 3 months of sticking to the Leaf System, her skin allergy had totally cleared up. But actually, she'd also lost about 33 pounds. And you can see from her before and after photos, from the top to the bottom, that the bottom one is the after photo, and she looks absolutely fabulous. And this is what can happen when you start to eat food that doesn't aggravate your body. Your body can finally heal from health problems, and it naturally shifts the weight that you have never been able to get rid of before. And isn't this absolutely inspiring? So her skin allergy absolutely cleared up. So who does this work for? It works for people who have 100 pounds to lose, or those who only have 5 pounds or more to go, and even helps people who don't need to lose any weight at all. But people who just want to make quick, healthy, homemade food and don't want to spend all day in the kitchen, or those who need to heal from health problems or just want more energy in their life. So which category do you fall into? Now, you may be thinking that you can't get started with the Leaf System because you're on a special diet, because you're a fussy eater, because you eat gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, vegan, paleo, vegetarian, etc. Well, let me show you how the Leaf System is still perfect for you even though you are on a special diet. It is developed specifically with you in mind, and if you have any concerns, type them in the chat box and I'll try and address as many as I can. So, the Leaf System meal plans are either paleo or vegan, which means they are based on, we have half of the recipes which include animal-based products like meat and eggs, and half of the meal plans are based on vegan veggie meals, so mainly on vegetarian, without any animal products in at all. They also are gluten-free, dairy-free, they are plant-based, they are abundant in raw food, they are refined sugar-free, they're grain-free, they're unprocessed, they're based on real foods, they're based on ingredients that can be locally sourced, they're based on everyday whole foods. They use similar stock cupboard ingredients, so it cuts down on your waste. You're not going to find loads of recipes with loads of different ingredients and waste half of them because you never use them again. They are fresh and delicious, they are suitable for the whole family, and we get glowing reviews from other family members about how nice these recipes are. They're not just diet food, this is food you can share with everybody, it's real food. These meals are based on an abundance of leafy greens, and it sneaks them in so that people actually enjoy eating the leafy greens. And they are based on an abundance of fruit. They are completely balanced for optimal health. They are developed in partnership with a nutritionist. They are developed to save you time in the kitchen with many options for meals that can just take a few minutes to prepare. They are designed to keep you fuller for longer, and this is not a no hunger diet. So you won't go hungry on this diet. This is a diet for life. It is not a faddy diet. You can enjoy this meal plan until you reach your ideal weight, and hopefully beyond. Like my dream for you is that you carry on with this meal plan even after you've reached your ideal weight, because it's the perfect diet for your health. You will feel so good, and if you go back to eating the foods that you once ate, then you will put the weight on. It's just, you'll feel bad again. It's just a sad fact. So if you can enjoy eating healthy foods, it's going to set you up for life, really. And these meals are calorie counted so that they guarantee that you lose weight, and we did all the hard work counting all the calories for all these meals, so you don't have to do that yourself, because I know how time consuming it is to count calories. And these meals are based on drinking complete meal smoothies for breakfast or lunch if you like. It's completely up to you, but there are other breakfast options so that you can enjoy a sit-down meal if you choose to. So it's not that you have to have green thickies for your breakfast. There are other breakfast options, so you can choose whichever type of meals that you like. If you're having a nice relaxing day and over the weekend, which I do, then you can have a different type of meal. And there's options for drinking complete meal smoothies, or there's a full range of other lunches as well. There are a full range of either meat-based or veggie-based delicious dinners, and there's built-in treat options for eating more of the foods you love at the weekend without piling on the pounds. So when you sign up to the Leaf System, you're going to get access to the Leaf System monthly meal plans. You're going to get immediate access to all 12 months of meal plans, which is 504 different recipes, and this is valued at $297. So here is an example of just a handful of delicious meals in the Leaf System, and as you can see, it's pretty delicious stuff, but all made from real food, free from allergens such as gluten and dairy, and they're all calorie counted, so you don't have to do any of the hard work yourself. So here's what you're also going to get. You're going to get the Leaf System shopping lists, immediate access to all the shopping lists to go with the meal plans, so you don't have to even write your own shopping lists, at $67 value. And we have also got a dedicated members group. You've got access to our active Leaf System community, so you can get help, support, and make friends, join in the fun, celebrate your wins, win prizes in our private Facebook group, which is absolutely priceless to get that amount of support as you go through this journey. You are also going to get access to a health coach, Marcy, who is in the Facebook group, and she is going to answer all of your questions inside of our community. And if you had a private session with Marcy, it would cost you at least $197. So you're getting amazing value being able to ask Marcy any questions anytime you want, and she will answer them for you. We've also got 4 tracking systems to help you stay the course and stick to the meal plans so you can actually see your progress, because there's nothing more demotivating than thinking, I can't remember what weight I was, or, you know, have I got slimmer? I'm not sure because I didn't take the measurements. So this is 4 different ways that you can track your progress and different options for different people. We've also got the video vault. So this is video tutorials, recipe demonstrations, motivation from me to you, and how-to guides to help you get the healthy, lean body of your dreams, valued at $197. We've also got all the answers to your questions, valued at $19. We've also got this section, which is, this to me is pretty amazing for everything. So you can train your brain for success with this video library. This is the place to go when you don't know why you can't stick to a diet. And this is worth the value of the entire package on its own, because once you figure out how to train your brain to lose weight, you'll be able to lose weight no matter what diet you follow. So this is worth its weight in gold. And this is valued at $67, but to me it's priceless. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the Leaf System monthly meal plans, the Leaf System shopping lists, the access to our Facebook group, the certified health coach to answer all of your questions. You're going to get the 4 tracking systems, the video tutorials, the brain dump, the Train Your Brain for Success video library, and all this is valued at a total of $941. So think about this. All of us have disposable income. Most people get their paychecks every month, and a percentage of that goes towards movies, candy, magazines, Starbucks coffee, going out to dinner and things like that. And I'm not asking you to go into debt for this at all. But what I am asking you to do is just take some of that disposable income that you're going to spend on movies and going out to dinner and all that kind of stuff, and instead of blowing it on something temporary, I'm asking you to make an investment in yourself, because the money you put into this is ultimately going to turn into a better quality of life for you. So do you know what the most sensible investment you could make in your health is? It is not buying a house or stocks or shares, it's in your health. Believe me, I know, because without health you have nothing. It doesn't matter how much money you have if you don't have your health. So all I'm asking you to do is divert some of your disposable income into an investment in the Leaf System lifetime membership, as opposed to something that is going to take your money and your health away from you. So when you get started with the Leaf System, you'll be able to look in the mirror and love what you see. You will be able to see your clothes starting to hang off you, buy more fashionable clothes that fit better, be comfortable in a bikini on the beach, save money on all the unplanned snacks that you buy, go to bed feeling proud of what you've achieved that day, have the confidence to do whatever you want to do. You'll be able to get rid of your fat clothes, your excuses and fear of the future, get rid of your diet products, your tiredness, your afternoon slumps, your sugar cravings, hunger pangs and guilt. And can you imagine what life would be like if all this happened? When I was first figuring out how to create quick, delicious meals containing an abundance of leafy greens, nutritionally balanced, and all containing real food that I could buy locally, I ran into a problem. They just didn't exist anywhere. So that's the exact reason I created my own. And it took me a very long time to research ingredients that would make up a balanced diet. I then had to calculate the calories to make sure that they were just right for weight loss. Then I had to make hundreds, if not thousands, of different recipes and taste test them all. I drank hundreds of failed recipes so that you don't have to, and I only brought you the very tastiest recipes. And it's really expensive when you ruin a whole blender of ingredients and you have to throw the whole thing out. It is so easy for you to use the recipes that I've already given you, and it makes it so easy for you because if you just guess and just throw in random ingredients into your blender, you might go well over your calories and end up gaining weight no matter how healthy the food is. So you will save all that time because I have done the hard work for you. And like I said earlier, don't worry about having to make lots of different recipes every single day because you have the choice. You can make a different recipe every day if you would like to, because there is over 500 recipes to choose from. Or when you find a recipe that you really love, just keep making that over and over and make it easier for yourself. Like I said, I lost all my baby weight just by making the same recipe over and over and over. So this doesn't have to be complicated. You can make the same recipe over and over and still lose the weight. So along with all of that amazing value, you are also going to get bonuses. I have 4 awesome bonuses that you are going to get immediate access to if you get started today. So let me show you the bonuses. So if you are wondering whether you can actually stick to this diet, I want to encourage you to take the 28-day Leaf System Challenge. After 28 days, not only will this way of eating be a complete habit, but you'll have detoxed, your energy will be sky high, and you'll be loving every single minute of it, so that you're much more likely to continue after the 28 days. But we all know the biggest hurdle is just getting started with a new diet. So that's why I'm sharing a daily video with you on the 28-day challenge, where I walk through the challenge with you and I actually do it myself and share my own results and answer all your questions as we go along. And you can do this challenge live with other Leafies in our Facebook group, and you'll find out that everyone is here to support you and cheer you on as you go. And this is valued at $147. And here's Andrea's results as she went through the Leaf System Challenge, and just look at how baggy her jeans got afterwards. Pretty impressive, wouldn't you say? And wouldn't you like results like this? So, bottom line, if you only got that piece alone, it would still be worth the entire investment. If that's all I gave you, it would still be worth it, but you are getting something even more. So do you want to see what other bonuses you're getting today? The Green Smoothie Toolkit. This is a guide to the best equipment you can use to make green smoothies, but in all honesty, all you need to get started is a cheap blender. But once you have been eating this way for a while, you may want to upgrade some of your equipment, and this guide shows you exactly what I use for the best results. And here are some of the testimonials from our Leafies. Deanna lost pounds in just a few days. Janice said that she's felt more successful than she's ever felt, and she's not hungry. Her levels of energy is great. Her digestion is better than ever, along with losing a ton of weight. Andrea was down 9.5 inches in a month, even though she hadn't stuck to the program completely. And people are just loving the delicious meals on the Leaf System. So that's 2 bonuses down, 2 to go. So let's uncover bonus number 3, shall we? Bonus number 3, how to lose weight with green smoothies masterclass. This will show you 6 steps to weight loss with green thickies, how to make a traditional green smoothie and how to make a green thickie, the truth about calories, and my secret detox recipe. So that's 3 of the bonuses. Now, what's inside the 4th black box? Let's have a look, shall we? So, as a Leafie, you also get access to new bonuses every single month and access to all of the previous bonuses that we've already released. So for one payment, you can get brand new content every single month and not have to pay another penny. So these bonuses include things like templates to make your meals without recipe, so that you can whip up a quick healthy meal which is still calorie counted without you having to calculate the calories yourself, using one of these fabulous templates that me and a lot of the Leafies have accessible in our kitchen at all times. And the bonuses, they also include different ways to be successful, even more special recipes and brand new mindset training to help you be successful in the long term. So this is every single month you get new bonuses. So that's all of the 4 bonuses that you get access to immediately. So just to recap, here is everything that you are going to get when you become a Leafie today. The Leaf System monthly meal plans, the Leaf System shopping lists, the Facebook group, the certified health coach, the 4 tracking systems, the video tutorials, the brain dump, the Train Your Brain for Success video library, the bonus 1 28-day Leaf System challenge with daily emails and videos, the bonus 2 the green smoothie toolkit, the bonus 3 the how to lose weight with green smoothies masterclass, and bonus number 4 monthly bonuses that you get every single month past and present, and this is a total value of $1,489. But don't worry, I'm not going to charge you that. But if I did charge you that and all it did was help you reach your ideal weight, would it be worth it? And what if all it did was give you so much energy that you can't wait to work out, to get your confidence back so that you can literally do anything you want to do? Would that be worth it? I definitely think it would be worth it. But don't worry, I'm not going to charge you that. I had 2 choices with this. I could go as cheap as possible and try and sell as many as possible and cut down the number of recipes and put them in a book. But the problem with that is that I wouldn't have been able to offer you any ongoing support, like having a dedicated coach in our members Facebook group to answer all of your questions, which obviously requires a slightly higher investment on your side. And I also wouldn't have been able to give you any of the extras like the challenge and the daily videos or the exercises to help you train your brain, or the shopping lists or the tracking systems or the ongoing monthly bonuses or the Facebook group for ongoing support. But in exchange for that, we can dedicate more time, energy and resources to help guarantee your success. So, if you had reached your ideal weight today, what would it be worth to you? How much would you pay to see most, if not all, of your health problems disappear in just a few weeks or months? You can probably see why people pay up to $297 for similar results from me for group coaching. But it's not the cost, it's an investment. The price I actually charge for the public for the Leaf System is just $147, which I think is a great deal. But because you are an action taker, because you are here and you've shown that you're serious about getting results and you've invested your time with me today, I'm going to give you a very special offer today. So the price that you pay today is just $77. How amazing is that? So to get the special price that is available for today only, all you have to do is click on the button below and enter your details into the order form, or you can go to greenthickies.com start now. So there should be a button below this video and below this webinar, and you will be able to click on that and just enter your details into the order form there. So let me put this in perspective for you. If you went to my regular website right now, you could buy the same product for $147. But because you've invested this time with me and you've proven you really want to see results, I'm making you a special offer just for you as you are in this web class. And everyone has been telling me that I'm crazy to offer all this at such a low price. But my mission is to really help you to get serious about taking action, and I don't want price to be a barrier for you. So at this point you have 2 choices. Choice 1 is do nothing. If you do nothing with the information you've learned over this hour, then what will you get? Nothing. Or you can choose to take a leap of faith, just test it out and see if it will work for you. If it works, great, and if not, just ask for your money back within 30 days. So sign up today, and if you don't like it for any reason, just let me know and we'll give you your entire investment back within 30 days. So the real question is this: is it worth taking a few minutes of your time to check this out? even if it only does half of what I've claimed today, you'll still have lost half of your excess weight and feel a whole lot better than you do right now. So if you get started today, you're going to get the Leaf System monthly meal plans, the shopping list, the Facebook group, the certified health coach, the tracking systems, the video tutorials, the brain dump, the train your brain, the 28-day Leaf System challenge, the green smoothie toolkit, the green smoothie masterclass, and the monthly bonuses past and present, which is a total value of $1,489. And here is a limited time offer for you. So places for this special offer are limited to just 100 people at this special price. And if the link still works, then this offer is still active. So if you get started during this webinar, I am also going to give you my 80 Green Thickies recipe book, which is worth $29. I'm going to give it to you completely free. So you have all of my 80 Green Thickie recipes in a book, along with everything else that you get in the Leaf System. So that is my special offer for you to get started right now. So all you need to do is click the button under this webinar or go to greenthickies.com/start now and enter your details into the form, and you will pay just one payment of $77 and you'll be a Leafy for life, which means you get lifetime access to our community, health coach, over 500 recipes, the Leaf System weight loss system, and all the bonuses, including the 28-day challenge and all the brand new bonuses and all other resources as soon as it's released. You will immediately get an email with your link to our members area where you can access all of this information and join the Facebook group straight away. So get started now for a limited offer of just $77 to become a Leafy for life. So just here are a few more of our comments or messages from people who have had great results. So Rachel says, the Thickies are so delicious and so are the other recipes. I've lost 6 pounds in a week and a half. My skin's glowing, my energy levels are high. Usually at this time of the year I have to drink several cups of coffee and take naps in the stock room, but I've had energy for days. That's incredible, isn't it? And then we've got Sandy who says, I find I'm getting full faster and my energy levels are at an all-time high. I have now lost 6 pounds and half an inch from my belly and I'm so happy. My cravings have lessened. This is the first time in years I'm seeing progress instead of the steady weight gain. Okay, so I'm putting a countdown timer on this clock for 15 minutes, and when the timer finishes, this special offer closes. So click the link below and get started now. And while you're doing that, I'm going to answer some of the questions that people have today. So if you've got any questions, type them in the box now and I'll try and answer as many as I possibly can in the next 15 minutes. So let's see what we've got here. Anna says, do you also have a smoothie with a no fruit recipe, just more different veggies? Yes, Anna, I do. It's in my book, The 80 Green Thickie Recipe, also in the Leaf System, and I have a few of these with no fruit in them. Sandra says, is it okay to use protein powder with any of the smoothies? If you have a protein powder that you absolutely love and you want to finish it off and you really don't want to change from that protein powder, then yes, you can include protein powder as your filler and not include one of the fillers in a green thickie. But as I said earlier, I do highly recommend that you replace any processed food with natural ingredients, because usually they will contain harmful fillers and ingredients in these protein powders. Bonnie says, my maximum carb intake is 25 grams. Am I able to have these smoothies? Now, what I suggest about people who are on low carb diets, and I used to be not a fan of low carb diets, and until I did a ketogenic diet myself, which is a low carb diet. But what I found was that most people do these kind of diets in a very unhealthy way. Like, they eat a lot of dairy and they tend to not have any vegetables or fruit in their diet, because vegetables and fruit usually push them above the 20 or 25 grams of carb range. So I think this is actually too low for most people, especially women. And I think that although I agree that lower carb is probably beneficial for our health, I don't think a low carb as low as 20 grams of carbs a day is going to be good for us in the long term, because we're not going to be able to eat an abundance of vegetables with this amount of carbs. And when I went on a ketogenic diet, I actually managed to stay in a state of ketosis, and I was eating between 100 and 150 grams of carbs, which if you're on a low carb diet, that sounds like a load of carbs, but it's actually a lot lower than most people eat when they're eating bagels and cakes and cookies and all that kind of stuff. So I preferred to be on a higher carb but lower than most people, because it meant I could still eat as many vegetables as I wanted to eat. But having said that, yes, there are meals in the Leaf System where you can still stick to a lower carb or ketogenic style diet, and I would suggest your filler for your green thickie be avocado or coconut, and that you stick to berries for your smoothie, for your green thickies. And for your meals, I would suggest following meals on the meat-based plan, because these are paleo-based, and if you kind of eat the meals that don't include the high carb ingredients, there are quite a lot of them, so yes, you probably can stick to it, but I don't recommend it for the long term for a completely balanced diet. I would recommend it for a maximum of 1 month, so that you can get into a state of being fat adapted, where you are not using sugar as your primary source of fuel, and that means that you can then go much longer between your meals, and you don't get that hangry feeling, you don't get the shaky low blood sugar feeling. So I do recommend it for a short period of time, but just not forever. Anyway, that was quite a long response to that question. So next question is, Caitlin says, I was recently diagnosed with a metabolic syndrome, and while I've been eating gluten-free for over 2 years now, I eat plenty of greens and fruits, avoid processed food and refined sugar. I'm still struggling to lose the last 20 pounds that I put on whilst trying to figure out what the problem was. The doctor says I need to find a diet that avoids fermentation. Is this something that can be achieved with this plan? And I would have to say that although fermentation is good for most people, it doesn't agree with everybody, and we do have a few fermented recipes, a few cultured recipes in the Leaf System, but the majority of them are not fermented, so it gives you that flexibility to choose whether you want to include cultured food in your diet or not. Jennifer says, can I replace the dairy-free milk with skim milk? And Jennifer, I really don't recommend skim milk, because not only is this, most people are intolerant or allergic to dairy anyway, but skim milk is highly processed. It's had all of the nutrients removed from it, and the body just can't cope with skim milk, and it actually has been proven to lead to weight gain, not weight loss. So no, I don't recommend that at all. Steve says, what is better for weight loss, water or almond milk? Well, I would suggest that if you want to lower your calories, then water is better because it contains no calories, but you do still need to make sure you're eating enough calories every day so that you're avoiding hunger. So I would suggest that if you need to add more calories because you're feeling hungry, then replace the water with almond milk in your green thickies, because almond milk is very good for you if it's homemade. So Gillian says, is this safe while breastfeeding? And this is a question that you are going to have to answer yourself, because I can't give medical advice. But what I will say is that I followed this diet myself while I was breastfeeding, and I had an abundance of milk. Once I stopped eating the chocolate and went onto a healthy diet, then both me and my two babies thrived on this type of diet, and they're both very healthy since. And I get a lot of reports from other people who do it while they're breastfeeding as well. The only thing is that you need to make sure you're eating enough calories, because you can burn a lot of calories through breastfeeding. So depriving yourself of calories is not a good idea, but the type of food, it's just normal, wholesome, healthy food that you would probably give to your kids anyway. So in my mind, I don't class this as diet food, so I didn't see why I wouldn't eat it while I was breastfeeding, but that's just me. But yeah, do some research, and I encourage everybody to make their own opinions and conclusions based on solid research. And Wendy says, why are my green smoothies always brown? Probably because you've used strawberries, and strawberries often make smoothies brown. It's just mixing it with greens make brown. So I would suggest throw in a few other dark berries and hopefully it'll go purple instead. Christy says, I'm using a smoothie as a meal replacement. What am I missing nutrient-wise? And personally, I don't think if you're using the green thickie for breakfast or lunch, I don't think you're missing anything nutrient-wise. You can, a lot of people could live on green thickies for the rest of their life and nothing else, and they would be perfectly fine. However, there are some nutrients that we tend to get more of or an abundance of through animal products, especially if we can't digest the food properly ourselves. So that's why a lot of people do decide to include some animal products, or they supplement heavily to get ingredients like B12, which you can get from things like cultured food. So if you are very clever about picking out the foods that you like and the foods that are balanced, then you don't have to be missing out anything nutrient-wise. And if you follow the meat-based meal plan, the Leaf System meat-based meal plan, then you probably are absolutely fine. With the vegan one, you probably will need to supplement a little bit more. And Heather says, my blender can't blend frozen fruits. What can I do? I would suggest thawing them. You can still buy frozen fruits, or you can thaw them in the fridge overnight or out of the fridge for a couple of hours, or you can even run them under a tap to defrost them quickly and then throw them in your blender, and that's fine. Or you can just buy fresh fruit and chop them yourself. Margaret says, is your plan good for diabetics? And I can say that with a similar response, that I can't give medical advice, but I will say that we have had a lot of diabetics go through the Leaf System, and they have told me that they have seen a really big improvement. And depends on what type of diabetes that you've got. With the type 1, you have to be very, very careful, and a lot of people who are type 1 diabetic have said that they've had to really manage their insulin, and they've had to reduce their insulin, which is a good thing. So that's pretty positive as far as I'm concerned, but check it out with your doctor first. Julie says, can I snack on the plan? And I would say yes, you can snack. I have suggestions for snacks and snack lists that you can use for snacking. And what I'd say is, when you first start the Leaf System, then yes, snack on Leaf System approved snacks as often as you want. In fact, when you first start, don't even try and stick to the exact meals. If you're hungry, just simply eat, because when your body is detoxing, you get more hungry, and it's hard enough to switch your diet without having to worry about sticking to the calories when you first go onto a healthy diet. So I would suggest just eat as much as you want of the Leaf System meals until you're not hungry anymore, and then when you get used to the meals and your body has detoxed, then I would try and stick to the quantities a bit more, and you'll probably find at that point that you won't need to snack anymore, because that happened to me, and it happens for so many people that they get it might not happen immediately. So don't expect that on the very first day of eating Leaf System meals that you're going to be able to last from one meal to another, because you're probably going to get cravings for sugar. So you need to just eat as much as you want in the first few days to the first week. And don't worry if you put on a couple of pounds, because it will come straight back off once you are used to eating this type of food. I promise you it will get easier, and you won't need to snack, and you won't get those cravings after probably about a week on the plan. So Audrey says, can I have cheat days and socialise on the Leaf System? And I do have training on this, and I go into this in great detail on the Leaf System. But yes, there are definitely ways that you can have cheat days, as long as your body can cope with it, as long as it doesn't send you into a tailspin of eating sugar after you've done that. So that's why I suggest the 28-day challenge to start with, so that your body can really adjust to the type of eating, and you can really tell the difference when you eat other types of food, because you've got it out of your system. And you'll probably find that you just won't want to eat those types of food after you've got it out of your system. But yes, there are so many ways that you can still socialise by eating the Leaf System. Lots of different guidelines. It's not like a strict diet that you have to only eat the meals from the recipes. There's lots of different ways that you can still go out for meals, and you can order food that is going to be healthy for you and good for your health and still help you to lose weight. So Devinda says, I have tried so many different diets in the past, but I just run out of willpower to stick with this. And why will this be any different? So this is where the train your brain section comes in, because we are creatures based on habit, and it's really difficult to get into healthy habits when we're so bombarded with messages that we have a subconscious mind that's programmed for a certain level of success in our lives. And it's the same with weight loss, it's the same with our money, for everything that we really desire in our life. And I've been there so many times myself, and you just think, why on earth, I've got this meal plan here, and all I need to do is follow the meal plan. It's as simple as that. But for some reason, I just can't seem to stick to it. I'm just deviating from it all the time, and I'm just going off on a tangent. And it's because your brain is wired in a certain way. And this is where the Train Your Brain section, it really will help you to reprogram your brain so you will have success in the future. And Sally says, is there only one charge for this membership? And yes, Sally, there's only one charge of $77. That's your only investment. You won't be charged another penny, and you will get access for life for the Leaf system, and everything that's in the past and the future will be yours immediately. So that is all I've got time for right now. And if I didn't get to your question, then please email us at support@greenthickies.com and we'll get that sorted out for you. And so that's it. The class is over. So I really want to encourage you to go and sign up right now. Again, you can click the button underneath this webinar, or you can go to greenthickies.com/start now. And I can't wait for you to get started and see the change in your life. It is going to be incredible. So take care of yourself, and I really look forward to seeing you in our Facebook members group. So take care. Bye.